Did I need more books? No. Did I want more books? Yes. I have a ton of books to show you guys, and the sad part, or I guess it's not sad, it's a good thing. I actually have a couple more books that are currently out for delivery right now, and according to Amazon they should be delivered within the next hour. So I decided to just get a jump start on filming this video, and hopefully by the time I go through all of these new books, the ones that are currently out for delivery will be delivered by then. I'm not gonna lie, I went a little crazy this past week or two just buying books. For some reason I just haven't been in the mood to read any of the books that I currently own and that are on my bookshelf, so I decided to go on a little book shopping spree. Half of these books are actually book recommendations from you guys, and the other half are just books that I've seen all over the internet, literally all over TikTok and Instagram, so I decided to give them a try. We have a lot of books to cover, so I'm just going to jump right in. The first three books that I want to show you guys, I actually have already read. I read them as soon as they were delivered. I could not wait, and I'm not going to share my thoughts or opinions on these three books just yet. If you want to know my thoughts on these books, you're just going to have to watch my monthly book recap video at the end of May. The first two books that I ordered from Amazon are The Elite and The One. Both of these books are from the author Kiera Cass. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce any of the author's names during this video. I am terrible with names. These are books 2 and 3 from the Selection series. I actually purchased the Selection, which is the first book in the series, when I went to Barnes and Noble's like 3 weeks ago, I think. And of course, once I finished this book, I had to read the following two. These books basically remind me of The Bachelor meets Hunger Games. The first book is mainly 35 girls who are randomly selected to compete for the love of Prince Maxon. The last girl standing will get to marry Prince Maxon and become the next princess. This is actually a dystopian romance type of book. It is set super in the future. The United States as we know it doesn't even exist. This series was actually recommended by a few of you guys, so of course I had to read all three. I really like the covers of these books. I just think they're so pretty. This next book, I actually picked it up at Target, and is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. Kate with 2 E's. I'm assuming it's Katie. This book is spicy. If you are a young reader, I don't recommend this book for you. But if you're an adult and you like spicy romance, then this book is for you. This one is basically like a Greek mythology retelling of, how do you pronounce these names?
Persephone. Hades.
Basically, Persephone is engaged to Zeus, but she doesn't want to be engaged to him, so she flees the upper half of Olympus and decides to flee to the lower half. There she meets Hades. Hades is supposed to be a myth. He's not supposed to be alive, but he is, and they come up with this bargain where they want to get back at Zeus. I was actually really intrigued by the Greek mythology of this book. I don't think I've ever read a romance book based on the Greek gods, so I thought this would be a fun read, and I ended up picking it up, and I absolutely love the cover. I think the cover is so cute. So yeah, that's Neon Gods. Now it's time to get to the books that I have not read. Guys, I'm so excited about these books. Literally have no idea which book I want to read first because I'm excited about all of them and I wish I could read all of them at the same time. But unfortunately I can't, so I'm going to have a hard time choosing which one to dive into first. I ordered a good variety of books. I have a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of romance, a little bit of thriller. I even have another dystopian book. As you guys may know, I've been trying to read more books that are not necessarily just romance. I've been trying to expand my reading, and I definitely have a good selection right here. The first book that I ordered is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. Look at this cover. How adorable is it? Absolutely love the cover. I actually saw this book during my last Barnes and Noble's trip, but I didn't end up picking it up. Afterwards, I kept thinking about it and thinking about it, so I decided to order it off Amazon, and I'm so excited excited to read this, you guys. It's basically about two characters, Tiffy and Leon. They have never met, but they share an apartment. I think Tiffy works a 9 to 5, so she has the apartment to herself during the nights, and then Leon works overnight, so he has the apartment to himself during the day. But they start leaving notes to one another. I guess sparks fly through them leaving notes, and they end up falling for each other even though they've never met. I thought this would be a really cute light read for maybe a Sunday morning, a little rom-com. I think it's a romantic comedy. I'm not 100% sure. It might just be straight romance. No, it is a romantic comedy. Never mind. I take all of that back. And again, the cover, oh, chef's kiss, absolutely stunning. If you haven't watched my channel for a hot minute, then you would know that I absolutely adore The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. So when I saw that she has another book, I couldn't resist. I picked it up immediately. I've actually seen this book all over TikTok and all over Instagram. People are raving about this book, and I guess I should tell you the name of the book, right? It's called Love in Other Words, and this is another book where the cover is gorgeous. Get into the cover. So pretty. From what I've gathered, this book is basically about two friends who were really close during their childhoods but then drifted apart. They end up running into each other again once they're adults. Feelings start to grow between them. This book is not only told in the present, but is actually told in the past as well, so you get to really understand their friendship from when they were children to now when they are adults. And I just thought this would be a really cute read. Again, I absolutely loved The Unhoneymooners. I loved Christina's writing in that book, so I already know that I'm going to love this book. I've heard so many great things, and I cannot wait to dive in. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne is the next book that I ordered. Funny story about this one. I actually had to order it twice because the first time I ordered it, Amazon lost my package. This book almost took 2 weeks to arrive. I don't know why it took so long. All the other books came super fast, but for some reason, I guess this book was plain hard to get. I don't know. But I finally have it, and I did watch the movie. I thought the movie was cute, but I felt like the actors lacked a bit of chemistry with one another. That's just my opinion. So I'm really excited to read the book. This book has received a lot of praise. It's basically about two co-workers who hate one another. They both have their eyes set on this new position that will be a promotion for both of them, but of course only one of them can get that new role. They start fighting for that role, but then they start realizing that they may actually have feelings for one another. So they have to navigate these new emotions and try to figure out if what they have is the real deal or if it's just another game between them two. Again, I enjoyed the movie, and I know that the book is going to be 100 times better than the movie, so I am really excited to start this one. This next book has so many mixed reviews that I'm actually scared to read it, but it's so popular that I feel like I need to read it. And it's We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, a New York Times bestseller, apparently. I'm going to read the back because it's short and sweet, and I also don't know much about this book, so I'm just going to read the back cover. It goes, if anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. So they're rich. Got it. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. That's it. That's the back cover. I absolutely have no idea what to expect with this book. I saw someone compare it to Pretty Little Liars on Goodreads. I was actually a huge fan of Pretty Little Liars until they got a little bit weird towards the later seasons. So I am looking forward to start this book. I'm just a little hesitant because, again, I've heard so many mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. They think it's overrated, or they think the writing is sloppy. So I don't know, but I'll start it eventually, and of course I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions once I read it. Now, is it a book haul without at least one book from the queen herself, Colleen Hoover? I decided to pick up Layla. I actually haven't seen a lot of people talk about this book. Whenever I hear Colleen Hoover, I hear It Ends With Us, I hear Ugly Love, I hear November 9, but I really have never heard anyone talk about Layla. I actually just went on Amazon, typed in Colleen Hoover, and this book popped up. I read the synopsis and it sounds amazing, so I decided to pick it up. From what I've read online, it seems like this is a hair paranormal type thriller, which I'm excited to read from Colleen Hoover because I read Verity, and I know that a lot of people didn't like Verity, but honestly that was a 5-star read for me. I actually enjoyed Verity way more than I enjoyed It Ends With Us, and it had that creepy vibe, which I'm all about the creepy vibes in books. And I feel like this one is going to be similar to Verity, at least the creepy vibes aspect, you know? So basically this book follows Leeds, who is married to Layla. Unfortunately, Layla suffers an accident and she recovers, but she's never really the same. So in an effort to rekindle their marriage, Leeds takes her to a B&B where he forms a connection with another guest who's staying at the B&B named Willow. Basically, he has to make a choice between helping Layla or helping Willow. I don't know what to expect with this book. I don't know why he has to choose who to help, but he does, and apparently if he makes the wrong choice, it could hurt all of them. Very interesting, to say the least. Love can haunt or heal. Is Willow a ghost? I was reading some of the reviews without spoilers, of course. A lot of people were saying that this book threw them for a loop. They had no idea what they were getting themselves into, and that just makes me 10 times more excited to start this book. I love Colleen Hoover's twists and turns. I love everything that she does, honestly, but super excited to start this. Let me know if you guys want a reading vlog featuring Layla, because again, I feel like not a lot of people have talked about this book, but I'm excited to dive in. I have another Greek mythology retelling here. This one is called A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, and I think this is a series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there's more books after this one. I don't know if it follows the same characters, but I know that it's within the same world. This one follows Hades again with Persephone. Let me read the back because I don't really know how to summarize this nicely. Persephone is the goddess of spring in title only. Since she was a little girl, flowers have only shriveled at her touch. After moving to New Athens, she hoped to lead an unassuming life disguised as a mortal journalist. All of that changes when she sits down in a forbidden nightclub to play a hand of cards with a hypnotic and mysterious stranger. Hades, god of the dead, has built a gambling empire in the mortal world, and his favorite bets are rumored to be impossible. But nothing has ever intrigued him as much as the goddess offering him a bargain he can't resist. After her encounter with Hades, Persephone finds herself in a contract with the god of the dead, and his terms are impossible. As she struggles to sow the seeds of her freedom, love for the god of the dead grows. A love that is both captivating and forbidden. So it says on the back it's romance and fantasy. Does Greek mythology fall under fantasy? I'm still new to all of these different genres, honestly. In my entire life, I've mainly read romance, true crime, and thrillers. So all these other fantasy Greek mythology things are completely new to me, so I'm sorry if I mess them up. I'm learning. But this is a book that has mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. Honestly, I think it just depends on the type of reader that you are, but I'm really excited to start it nonetheless. This book is supposed to be super spicy. I love a good amount of spice in a book. I don't like when the spiciness of a book overshadows the plot of the book. I like a good balance, so I like having a good plot and a good amount of spiciness. You know, I hope this book lives up to the hype. The next book that I picked up is actually a dystopian novel. I think it's romance too, but it's called Shatter Me, and this is the first book in the series. I've seen a lot of people talk about this series, so I decided to finally pick it up. But to be honest, I have no idea what this book is about, so I'm just going to quickly read the back. It goes, no one knows why Juliet's touch is fatal, but the reestablishment has plans for her. Plans to use her as a weapon, but Juliet has plans of her own. After a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovering a strength to fight back for the very first time and to find a future with the one boy she thought she lost forever. Sounds promising. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have read this book. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. Alright, you guys, you know how much I love a good rom-com type of book, and I've heard so many good things about this one, so I decided to finally read it. This one is called It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I feel like this is going to be another great light read for when I just want to lose myself in a book but not have to think too much about the plot. No disrespect to the author. Like a good simple plot of falling in love. This book basically takes place in a small town. The two main characters are a socialite and a fisherman. And basically the socialite is sent to the small town by her stepfather to learn the definition of hard work and to grow up essentially. Basically this guy thinks that Piper, the main character, is a privileged woman who has never had to work a day in her life. They're complete opposites. Sparks fly, their attraction for one another grows. Piper has to decide whether or not she could see herself living in this small town or if she is just better off in LA. And again, I just think this would be a fun read, nothing too deep, just a cute little rom-com. I feel like rom-coms are so good for the soul. I know that they're so cheesy and that they get a lot of bad rap, but I personally enjoy a good rom-com, especially after reading Colleen Hoover books, because Colleen Hoover books are super heavy. They always have life lessons in them, and sometimes I just need a good rom-com to once again not think hard about and to just enjoy the simple romance plot. And I feel like this is definitely going to be a good read. I also feel like this would be a good read on the beach. It is now 2:19 and my books have not been delivered yet. Where the heck are they? Out for delivery. Well, hurry up. The delivery time window is between 11:45 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. It's currently 2:20. So I'm hoping it'll get delivered within the next 20 minutes. And once my books are delivered, I'll go pick them up from our package room and then sit back down to show you guys the rest of my haul. I'll check in with you guys soon. You guys, the books were delivered. So exciting. Let's go get them.
I saw you inside. It was a cold night. You showed different intoxicants to make you feel alright. Now I'm sitting here, holding back tears because you're just my type.
We are back. The goods have been secured. Honestly, the best feeling is changing into comfy clothes when you know you don't have to go back outside for the rest of the day. Absolutely love that feeling. I have not opened these, as you guys can see. I don't know which books are what package. We're just going to find out together. Oh my god, why is that book so thick? Ugh, of course. The first book, A Court of Wings and Ruin. If you're familiar with the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, then you probably are already familiar with this book. This is the third book in the series. I read the first two, absolutely love. This is the first time I've ever read a fantasy series and I'm enjoying it so freaking much. In case you're not really familiar with the series, I am so sorry. I cannot tell you what this book is about because it'll ruin the first two books. So yeah, just know that I'm excited to read this. I cannot wait. I did film reading vlogs reading the first two books, and of course I will be filming a reading vlog reading the third book in the series. Keep an eye out for that one. I just can't get over how thick this boy is. Like, are you kidding me? How many pages is this? I don't want to read any of the pages that I'm skimming through. There's over 700 pages in this book. Like, excuse me? Why? This next book that I ordered is so popular right now and the author is getting raved about so much, so I decided to pick it up. And that is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. So she is the author of People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. I haven't read any of her other books, if I'm being honest. I haven't read them because I've heard so many negative reviews regarding People We Meet on Vacation that I haven't really felt inclined to read it. But if I like this book and I like her style of writing, then I'll definitely read People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. I've heard really good reviews about Beach Read, so I might read that next and then leave People We Meet on Vacation for last. That way that book won't ruin my opinion on the author, you know? But really excited, and I really have no idea what this is about. I just ordered it because it was popular and I've heard so many good things about it. What is this about? Let's see. Nora Stevens' life is books. She's read them all and she's not that type of heroine. Not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, and especially not the sweetheart. Okay. In fact, the only people Nora is a heroine for are her clients, for whom she lands enormous deals as a cutthroat literary agent, and her beloved little sister Libby, which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina for the month of August when Libby begs her for a sister's trip away. But instead of picnics and meadows or run-ins with a handsome country doctor or bulging four-armed bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lastra, a bookish, brooding editor. It would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they've met many times and it's never been cute. Charlie knows he's nobody's hero, but as they are thrown together again and again in a series of coincidences, what they discover might just unravel the carefully crafted stories they've written about themselves. Okay, we shall see. I'm excited. The last package that I have. Oh my god, this is another thick book. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is another book that is insanely popular right now. So many people have raved about this book. They say that they love it. Look at the cover. The cover is absolutely gorgeous. That's all it took for me to order it, honestly. Again, I have absolutely no idea what this book is about, so let's find out together. Bearded bad boy Barber Knox prefers to live his life the way he takes his coffee, alone. Okay. Unless you count his basset hound, Waylon. Knox doesn't tolerate drama, even when it comes in the form of a stranded runaway bride. Naomi wasn't just running away from her wedding. She was riding to the rescue of her estranged twin, a rough around the edges town where disputes are settled the old-fashioned way, with fists and beer. Usually in that order. Interesting. After helping herself to Naomi's car and cash, Tina leaves her with something unexpected. The news Naomi didn't know she had. Now she's stuck in town with no car, no job, no plan, and no home, with an 11-year-old going on 30 to take care of. Oh my god, her twin sounds horrible. There's a reason Knox doesn't do complications or high maintenance women, especially not the romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least he can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his peaceful, solitary life. At least that's the plan until the trouble turns to real danger. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. No wonder this book is thick as all hell. I have to read both of these? I don't know when I'll get to these, if I'm being honest. Whew, I'm overwhelmed. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I showed in this book haul, or if any of these books are currently on your TBR. I would love to know. We can chat about books in the comments. That is pretty much it for today's book haul. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you a part of my little community here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.